niggas, these niggas ain't gangsta, these niggas be hoes. When I put that shit in niggas exposed. They say your enemy like your nose, but when I'm left, I'm never gon' fold. They tell me keep shining, start off, but my niggas kill a nigga.
This baby is so cute. Okay. Make strings, bro. Yeah, turn off that red shit off.
We gotta introduce ourselves and shit.
Yeah, we gonna do that.
Can I have your sweater?
And we are here.
You didn't have to look at
Episode
me like that.
3.
Say hell no.
Shut your.
Well, I was having a prior conversation before you decided to open it on your own.
Shout out to my nigga. We got a special guest today. Episode 3. My nigga Drippers A. Go ahead and explain and talk to these niggas, man.
You know what I'm saying? Money gang, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it, man. H-Time to Cali and this whole Drippers A, you know what I'm saying? Sauce that. Ooh, yeah.
Yo, man.
Can somebody translate that?
No.
Anyways, man. We in this hole.
It was a joke.
You got friends and you got people that you look at as brothers. This nigga ain't never lied to me. This nigga always been 100 with me.
Me too.
And this is like one of my brothers. We both Texas residents and shit, so it kind of hit home and shit.
Why
so,
are you shaking your head? Don't be
what,
hating.
man?
Sit next to me.
What ugly, man?
Let this man talk. He over here trying to introduce his own boy.
Yeah, you
got
over
with
here
the ad-libs.
talking.
Like,
Because I said me too. I never lied to him, and he can trust me and lean on me.
It's all good. We gonna talk about that in the podcast for sure. The topic she wanna talk about, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh,
Yeah,
shut
yeah.
up. That's not even the same.
Without further ado,
Don't do that.
let's start the show.
Did you hear the shade?
Yeah.
No
As
one
you
got
know,
the shade?
as you know, we got King EmErY in the building. You got me. You know what I'm saying? You either call me Marquez, ShrimpGang. I really don't care at this point. She's some person that we found on the street. We just, we're helping. $1 a day could help this one on this one. I couldn't think of a good joke.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead. It's Lizzy with the Glizzy.
First of all, but I want y'all to know this wouldn't be popping if I wasn't on the show. So, anyways, it's Lizzy. Okay, and that's all.
Without further ado, let's start the show.
Let's take this motherfucking shot, bro.
And just so y'all know,
And we back.
the next,
Hold
hold on, the next logo, whatever, I will be front and center, and these niggas gonna be bowing down, worshiping.
You said that the first episode and it still ain't happening.
I said the next logo that's made, my nigga. That's what the fuck I said.
Do the clink, man. Shit.
Oh, I knew y'all was vibing with the.
No.
So why you asking me to do it?
When the foes fell asleep, I can't fight it. Locked in my mode, I feel like I'm indicted. All turning cold and I think that I like it. Look at my drip, got these hoes all excited. They tried to kill me, the fire ignited and I
was saying you need to clink so we can.
No, you wanted me to say.
Alright, so what's the first topic, man? I'm gonna let Lizzy with the Glizzy go ahead and
Let me get the wording because the way I worded it the other day was like perfect. And so I'm a hater because you sitting up there being hater, feeling hater shit. Anyways, why do women? So the first topic for today is why do women determine what is and what is not disrespectful to someone, but can't take the heat when it is told to them they're being disrespectful.
Okay.
So can you
elaborate on it? Yeah, tell your side.
Okay, so pretty much the situation went as I had to remember what happened. It's because it was so long ago.
Let's get it, man.
So what happened? Stop doing those faces. So what happened?
Go ahead.
What happened was I had someone come into my inbox and they came in with the heat. Wrong person, but they did. So what they had said was, they pretty much were saying like I was being disrespectful to them, like, you know, them as a whole, like their relationship and stuff like that. Even though I wasn't, they brought up their own relationship. They brought up their own religious views, and I was just speaking in a general sense. Sweetie, if someone speaks to you in a general sense and you take it personal, is it true? Because if you take it personally, that means 9 times 10 is true, and that's not that person's fault. That's your fault. But moving on, she basically said I was being disrespectful, but in turn, I was just like, how can you say that I'm being disrespectful when I'm not being, how can you tell someone's being disrespectful through text? They're not cursing, they're not using like extra punctuation or anything like that. It's just a basic way that they would talk. And I'm sending her voice messages so she said I'm being rude or whatever, disrespectful. So I send her voice messages so she can hear I'm calm, I'm collective, and I'm not doing anything.
You can get disrespectful at times.
In text
What
messages?
she's talking about right now. Like,
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. What
Okay,
I'm just saying. You
okay,
do
because
kinda
if I
get
hear her.
reckless. You get reckless. But go ahead.
Don't mess with me then. Anyways, but I send her voice messages and I'm just like, I'm just speaking normally, like, so that she can get the vibe for the conversation. Like, it's not a bad vibe. She's like, oh, there's no need to there's no need to listen to the voice messages because.
Quick question. What are we talking about? Because you talking about this argument.
Shut up and listen. You will know. This is like the 4th time you interrupted and then we end up answering your question that you could have just not asked.
Alright, man. Go on hit it, man.
She ended up saying
equality, people.
So the point is she wouldn't listen to the voice messages. Somehow being disrespectful, but I wasn't being disrespectful. Voice messages. Sum it up. I sent it and I said you're being disrespectful because you're saying you're not going to listen to the voice messages. She's not being disrespectful. It is what it is. Like that's how she cut it off. But so the point is that was the scenario. How are you going to tell somebody that they're being disrespectful? They tell you and show you that they're not being disrespectful, and then they tell you actually, hey, you're being disrespectful. How's it okay for you? But actually, I'm not being disrespectful. It is what it is.
Can I answer this?
I mean, yeah, I just wanted to, so you know where that question came from.
So, it boils down to, how you was brought up and shit like that, right? You might say some shit to somebody. You might not have intended it to be disrespectful. But you can't tell somebody that, oh, the way you took it, all you can do is say, oh, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, and end it at that. You can't argue with somebody if they perceive it as disrespect. You can't argue with them like, nah, nigga, you shouldn't have perceived that like that, because it's still everybody built different.
But
everybody,
what if you do that though? You be like, well, it was not my intention to be disrespectful, and then you go ahead and send the voice messages to show that you're not being disrespectful and you're trying to just have a positive conversation. But if the person is so hell-bent on telling you, no, you're disrespectful, even though they're actually being disrespectful and rude and anything negative.
Well, when that happens, that's when you be like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion don't matter to me, you know what I'm saying? Because just like, for example, I post my homegirl supporting the OnlyFans on the Snap, and this girl, I guess, trying to fuck me or some shit. She was all salty about. Yeah, I guess she was. Nah, hell no.
No, I meant, when you can't fuck guys fuck us.
Yeah, all right.
That's
false. But anyway, yeah. So I posted some shit that she didn't like, and I was just like, okay, like you ain't got to motherfucking follow me on Snap, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a stress-free zone, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I say whatever.
Did you call her that?
Nah.
But
I say that shit. And I looked to her right in her face. I said,
bitch. I was like,
you gotta look around.
What's that? That was Kevin Samuels right there.
I motherfucking told it all like you ain't gotta.
Don't do Kevin Samuels.
You ain't gotta watch my snaps or feel any type of way about what I post, because I ain't never told you about.
Talk that
like
shit.
yeah, you ain't gotta watch my shit. Like I post what I wanna post, and if it offends you, then move around. You know what I'm saying?
And you gonna find you a girl that's gonna be perfectly okay with what the fuck you post.
So that's how I come to argument. Don't argue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you gotta protect your energy. You know what I'm saying? You already going through shit, so why let something else affect you? You know what I'm saying?
I think this would be for it, but I understand what you're saying. Yes, I 100% agree.
When it comes to this, I think a lot of things can get misinterpreted through text. But from what you're saying, I think I get it. So you can't sit here and say you disrespecting me, or I'm disrespecting you when I'm trying to explain to you like, oh, it's cool. Like I'm not mad or anything. Niggas would be like, nah, I ain't trying to hear that shit no more. And so there's certain people that just ain't trying to hear shit. So it goes back to what he said. Fuck. Yeah. If you are I feel like if you explain your ground and niggas still ain't trying, because there's some people who just like drama. Yeah. There's some people who like to hear themselves talk, and that gives them thrill in their lives. So those be the niggas that go on live and start talking all that bullshit. But when niggas pull up, it's a whole
baby scared.
I'm not coming. So Yeah, you can't make me go come outside like nigga. You the one who said
how do you think I got your address?
Like how the hell that shit don't make no motherfucking sense. So I feel like with what you said, like I wouldn't say it's a woman thing. I honestly think it's a all people thing. You know what I'm saying? But I do see that more from women. I just feel like women.
That's why I said women.
Because niggas. They do some shit sometimes, but a lot of shit get handled at the lowest unless a nigga's just a bitch ass nigga and he just really trying, he just like trying too hard. See, women they go back and forth and they have this dick measuring contest and then it's just like, all right, bro, like it ain't that deep. But there's some niggas who do that shit too. You know so I feel it. I personally think, you know what I'm saying, if you stand your ground and you tell them like, look, it like you feel disrespected, okay. I'm sorry that you interpreted it that way, but this is what I meant by that. If they still not trying to hear it, then you go with your option B. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So like I'm like the type of person that I really like to hear like people's like opinions and stuff like that. And so I was telling her, I was like, she was like, well, this turned away from being a positive conversation when you started coming at my boyfriend and my religion. I said,
Oh, this is pertaining to the shit that you was
talking before. Yeah, it's two separate questions, but it came from that same scenario. And I was just like, girl, you're tripping. First of all, let me tell you, she's a 24-year-old living in a 7-year-old body. I just want to tell you.
That's fucked up.
It's true. So when you fuck with me, and I'm a very nice, positive person, you can ask anybody. I'm always on good terms with people. But the moment that you cross me and you do some shady shit like what she did, I don't care no more. Like that's why he was saying I have a reckless mouth. When I really don't fuck with you, I don't care about something. I really don't care. Like I really don't, and I won't not say what I have to fucking say. Period. So.
Facts.
I think a good thing to stem from that topic is like people can't dish or people can't take what they dish out, and I've noticed that specifically with women because I feel like women have this complex where they can tell people, you know, how to live. They can tell somebody they work. They can tell this and that and third, all the truths about, like, especially with men. Like, I think lately, like, it's been a fucking sex war for some fucking reason. And it's like when people say there's a disagreement between the two sexes, it's like, nah, you wouldn't understand because you're not a woman. Fuck this, that, and the third. Or they'll be like, nah, men need to be doing this, men need to be doing that, woo, woo. And then when we express that same, you know, thing, like, well, why don't women do this? Why don't women do that? It's like, oh, so now you hate women. What? I just pretty much just says the same thing you said, but more respectfully because you was out here dragging this. And now when I'm over here like, well, look, there's certain things, woo, woo, this, that, and the third. That's where I come from with the whole standing your ground and, you know, saying your piece. And some people ain't be trying to hear that. Prime example, or my bad. Before I get to the prime example, and say if the same sex agrees with the opposite sex, now they're pick-me's or some shit like that. And I never understood that concept. Sometimes like, I get it, there are pick-me's out there, but not every person that disagrees with the social stigma of how women are supposed to act or how men are supposed to act is automatically a pick-me. Or a simp, because they usually call women pick-me's and like the niggas simps. And it's like, bro, it's not always like that. Prime example. Fucking, I don't know if y'all saw the video with B. Simone. It's been, you know, going around on social media. She pretty much said what Kevin Samuels said about women asking for all this, but you're not bringing anything to the table. And I feel like a lot of women have this complex that they're like the prize, which there's nothing really wrong with that. But there's like I feel like that's where it's like it's a healthy way of doing that and having confidence in yourself and all that versus you just feel like just because you have a pussy and it's like oh I'm already bringing everything to the table. It's like nah, that's like somebody who's insecure asking for a secure or secure confident person. That's where people are coming from. You can't ask for stuff when you're not even bringing shit to the table because is a confident man gonna really be with an insecure woman? Because a confident woman is not gonna be with an insecure nigga. But it seems like when it's reversed, it's like something else, and that's when they want to bring up the whole but woman this and this, that, and the third. It's like, bro, just like you're not listening to the action. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mean to take the floor so long, but I wanted to.
It's so crazy you said that about security. I feel like the reason why people get so offended by certain things is because they're not secure with themselves or in their relationships. Like, how is that my fault, boo? You not, baby. If you're not secure in a relationship, that means you need a new nigga, baby.
That's facts.
Like, don't put that hurt on me. I'm perfectly fine. Like, I don't understand why people do that. And then like how you were saying, like with B. Simone said, I don't really follow the stuff like that, but it's crazy because a lot of women was like agreeing with her, right?
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, and so I saw a post talking about some, oh, like, we know this and we don't need to keep reminded of it or whatever it's saying. Like, we don't need that reminder, especially as black women. We already statistically bring so much to the table, and I didn't understand that part, but because statistically, or whatever the fuck the word is, statistically. I can't say the word.
She got a whole speech impediment.
I really do have a speech. No, I really do though.
Oh shit, my bad.
No, it's
shout out to all the niggas with speech impediments. Shout out to all my niggas with speech impediments, man. We're gonna make this through this together, man.
So statistically speaking, black women, and oh my god, like I really feel like I'm being drunk for this, but black women, we bring the most to the table as far as baggage goes. Sometimes speaking, because let me rephrase what I'm saying. The black women are the black women who are asking for the most be the ones who bring the most baggage to the table. Mm-hmm. That's how I should have worded that. That's what I meant.
Yeah, like the female that be requesting special niggas.
Let me get $10,000 allowance every month.
7 baby daddies.
Oh yeah, and you gotta support all my kids and allow my baby daddies to come through.
13-year-old. You're 35.
You have a sketchy baby daddy.
He finna do drive-bys.
Nah, I think it's all like a whole maturity thing that some people never grow out of. Cause a lot of bitches, well, not bitches, we got beautiful bitches out there, but we also got beautiful, powerful, strong black women. Even some of y'all be very insecure about the smallest shit. And when you bring that insecurity into a relationship, you try to make it somebody else's problem when it's really just your problem altogether.
So go handle that shit by yourself.
Yeah, you need to figure out what the fuck it is about you and fix it. If you can't fix it, then
you don't need to
go
be
to
in that
counseling or
relationship.
some shit like that.
Well, what's your thoughts on it, Drew?
But insecure women?
Nah, the whole point of like the contradictory with most women when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, them telling how men are supposed to act or how a man's supposed to be, and then but when we say the same shit about women, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole fucking catastrophe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that comes from social media a lot of times and goddamn all this, ain't nothing wrong with the feminism movement. Is that what this shit is? When females trying to be more powerful or some shit? Because I feel like Beyonce, you know what I'm saying, all that women run the world shit. I feel like that's like some goddamn empowering women to be like more than niggas type shit. And when females, I feel like females trying to be like, yeah, we need to run shit. Like, man, let me finish, man, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like women is like, yeah, we need to be more elite or we need to keep up with niggas, when in reality it's you do your thing and play your role, because niggas, they think niggas trying to run them, but niggas is just trying to enhance you to be a part of the mission that the niggas got the vision for, you feel me? So niggas got the vision, niggas got the plan, we need the women to fall in line with the plan.
Not necessarily fall in line.
Not fall in line, but see what niggas is trying to do and help execute the plan, the vision, so that niggas can work together to elevate and not having to drag a motherfucker like, come on, motherfucker, like, bring your ass.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's extra work, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to tell, you know what I'm saying, past people, like, bro, I can't fuck with you because I'm over here trying to elevate, and it's harder to elevate because I'm dragging this dead weight. You feel me? So that's why I feel like, get yourself together, and then when you get yourself together, come fuck with me, and then we'll elevate, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's all that insecurity shit. Like, don't be trying to tell me what to do when you don't even know what you want to do. You feel me? So, y'all.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of females, they don't get that. But if you find a certain female that will like be alone, it's so much easier. And I think a lot of the time the problem is you trying to make this female that's on her own, like, she on her own program. Ain't nothing you can do or say gonna make her see the vision. She just think you just trying to run. So bottom line, man, quit being with these immature bitches, man.
Yeah, stop trying to fuck every female that's out here because everybody got their own intentions, you know what I'm saying? Just because she opened up them legs and be like, yeah, fuck. And you got all these problems because you just wanted some pussy. And now all that baggage is now on your board, you know what I'm saying, in your bag of shit, you know what I'm saying?
And I just find it funny that, you know, a lot of women who say, oh, I'm the prize. You over here talking about you the prize, but get mad when you get treated like a trophy.
Hell yeah, all these other prizes out here, girl. I'm gonna go pick another prize.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all you're good for is for display. Like, what else do you do? Like, yes, you can be beautiful. Yes, you can have some bomb pussy, whatever the fuck. What else do you bring to the table? And I feel like I am a firm believer that a hit dog will holler. Like, obviously, they're not talking about every single woman. If you got your shit straight, you know what the fuck's going on, then you shouldn't have to comment and try to defend. Because I feel like a lot of women, especially with women, like, they all defend each other, no matter how fucking wrong they sound. No matter how wrong, but then the people, there's a section of a few, but that's what I mentioned. Like the woman who do be like, nah, that shit is stupid. Oh, you a pick me. Oh, it's always women like you always using their platforms to down women. It's like they're not downing. None of that was down. What are you talking about? Right. That's why I said, bro, you're hurt. You're hurt. Yeah. And it's crazy. It's like women are allowed to be emotionally vulnerable, and it's like they expect a man to uplift them. But then when a nigga has some type of insecurities, or if a nigga, you know, is going through some shit, it's like, bro, they really be like, oh, so who hurt you? It's like, nigga, what? That's not even. It's a double standard. I don't like that shit. I really
People
don't
understand. Women create the biggest double standards there is. They always think that men are the ones who are out here dividing us as a community, but it really do be women, because just like your prime example just now is one of the biggest things that happen in our community. Women be like, oh, you're a bitch because you crying, you letting your heart out to me. But the moment they do it, they want you to comfort them, like, oh, it's okay, babe, like, what can I do to make it better? The same energy he giving you, sis, give it back. Like,
I feel like they do it to an extent. Like, okay, they'll be like, nah, we need more men to open up. Like, I don't like that. They'll complain about a nigga being unemotional or some shit like that, or just like this robot. And then
you ain't got no feelings.
Exactly. They're like, why don't you talk to me? Woo woo. It's like, I feel like when they ask for that, it's like normal shit. Like, man, this is at my job, woo woo, but I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. But if it's like some deep shit, like, man, I've been having this shit since, you know, woo woo, and this shit really been bothering me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now it's like
I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. It's just too, you know, I can't really do that. I need somebody who's confident, or I need somebody who's this and that, or I need a headstrong person. Even though before I even said that, you thought I was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this applies to all men or even me. I'm just speaking in general. Okay, so we're speaking in general, because not all women are like that, and I'm not trying to say that niggas is innocent, because there's some niggas out there who are just, you know, some bitch ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? They do whole ass shit. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the major platform, when it comes to just a woman voicing out her opinion, she gets backed up by a whole bunch of women, even though she sound dumb as fuck.
Yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying?
My mama used to fire me up on Facebook.
We not gonna do that. We not gonna get personal. Nope. We not gonna do that.
You can put your personal, you know, example, but just say it in general. Or you actually, I don't mind you know, just don't veer too much off topic.
Yeah, just women, you know what I'm saying? Even though it be some foolishness, motherfuckers be like, yeah, girl, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that nigga, blah, blah, blah. And they don't even know the whole story, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck. And that's another thing we gotta talk about. Bitches just don't understand, like, if a nigga coming to you, like, kind of like the simp situation that we was talking about. Yeah. Like, okay, a nigga, random nigga, you talking, all that, you venting and all this other shit. That nigga only doing that shit to fuck. Yeah. And a lot of females don't understand that. Oh, this nigga's here for me now, and da-da-da-da. Like,
how people even get that thinking.
A lot of niggas out there who really just be the listening ear, not even hearing nothing they saying, just to get some pussy.
They probably like, ooh, them lips look good around my. They probably gonna look good around my dick.
Whoa!
I'm being realistic. I'm a realistic ass person.
We're not talking about a penis.
I'm so realistic, yo. I don't know how females be out here getting played like that.
We finna slide to my nigga Drip.
What's
the topic you wanted to talk about that you called me about the other day? But first, we're gonna take this shot. We kind of fell into it a little bit, but then we kind of veered off.
Low key, actually, I think that was straight. That was
yeah, I'm gonna switch it up.
Alright, bet, go ahead.
I'm saying niggas gonna stay on this topic, but different avenue for sure.
I feel it.
Alright, let's get it. Let's get this shot in real quick.
Where's your shot at?
Hey,
Mine, bro.
cause we what?
Oh,
We off the lick!
Yeah, we get lit, bitch.
You gotta drop
Nice.
that spacer.
Yeah, they was sipping on that hoe. So the goddamn topic the nigga want to talk about, man, goddamn social media and how it's driving today's like goddamn social views about people and shit, you know what I'm saying? Cause everybody trying to be like each other with their BBLs. Goddamn, what you call them niggas? Veneers.
Oh yeah, the teeth thingy.
Yeah, teeth and shit. Everybody trying to look
Everybody
like.
got the
Does the
same
baby have
smile.
those?
Yeah.
Everybody got them hoes. Steve Harvey,
Everybody got
Kevin
them
Gates.
hoes.
Everybody got the same smile. You look at them niggas smile, you put the picture next to each other, everybody got the same
Hell yeah.
fucking smile.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, like shit, all this social media shit, everybody trying to look like each other, man. I feel like that shit all a part of the bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking robotics. Motherfucker, ain't nobody thinking for themselves. Everybody just trying to be like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Cause keep my mental mind secure. And I, you know what I'm saying, how I do that, motherfucking, I be on social media, but shit, not that much, you feel me, shit, cause I already know, like, I feel, you know how you be on the phone, you be sitting there, you open that bitch up, next thing you know, you be like, damn, 2 hours done passed by, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling this shit, and what you learn from that shit, what's going on today, motherfucking, who got shot today, you know what I'm saying, like, that shit lame as hell, you know what I'm saying? So what you gonna say?
Nah, so basically what he's saying is like, social media is pretty much controlling people's mental health.
Yeah.
So like, let's say fucking somebody, let's say somebody famous died, right? Everybody on Instagram sad and shit. Out of the blue, they don't even know this person. Let's say it was a celebrity.
When Kobe died, that was sad.
Yeah, that was sad as fuck.
That was sad
But
as fuck.
that's my point.
Okay.
Not saying R.I.P.
That's
Kobe.
the worst.
R.I.P. Kobe. You was the GOAT, Mamba mentality. I still follow some of them to this day. But I'm just saying, that is an example of how media is controlling people's minds. And they all feeling the same. They all got the same viewpoints, and they all having like, people got to stop walking around and thinking that they got to be just like everybody else on social media. It's a lot of shit on social media that's misleading our people. And it's just kind of like everybody just walking the same path. Every female want to look the same. Every female want to have these fucking water jug booties and shit. I mean, I probably still hit. Psych, I'm playing because black men don't cheat. But everybody got the same smile. Niggas out here dressing the same. Everybody look exactly the same. And everybody is just falling out. Everybody is just falling under this same fucking spectrum of what's considered cool, what's considered like the way to think. And social media is just controlling people's mind. What you think? How you think that's affecting our mental health?
I think.
And do you think, you know?
I think the internet, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like it was a good thing, but people are taking shit way too far. Like you said, like, I do feel like social media does play a big part on people's mental health because, of course, just like you mentioned, everybody looks the same. And the people that look the same are the top 10% of people that everybody wants to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So when they don't look like that, they feel like they're not enough. And then it doesn't make it any better when you have other people, you know what I'm saying, the cosign talking about some, yeah, you ain't doing this thing, you don't really love me. Like, you got a bitch working at motherfucking Burger King talking about something, I need Birkin bags
and we're not talking, we're not calling everybody a bitch. We just talking about
bitches. I just started using that term. I usually say woman. I ain't gonna lie to you, but lately I've been saying bitches. I'm sorry. I'm not really trying to say that in a disrespectful way. But what I mean by that is, no, for real.
That literally goes back to what we were talking about.
Yeah. So like, what was I saying? I'm sorry. I kind of had a brain fart. But boom. So it's not. so much. I really had a brain for it. I'm sorry, guys. What was I
It's
talking
all
about?
good. You talking about the top 10% of
Oh
people
yeah,
trying
so
to
it's
live
like
yourself.
you're begging for this top 10%, but you're not even in that top 10%. But you feel like you deserve that because that's what you want. And no one's saying you can't achieve that, but at the end of the day, you need to know your role. Just like he said, you need to know your motherfucking role. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can be a boss. Some people need to be workers. Some people need to be janitors. Some people need to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some people need to do that because if everybody was a motherfucking
I'm gonna
boss,
say something.
ain't nobody to work for. You know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna be a catastrophe, bro. Like some people are built for that, and some people are not. So it's like when you look at when you go on social media and all that shit, and you see the fancy cars and all that stuff, you might not be built like that. Like you might be a nigga that's very like a nigga or you know what I'm saying, a woman. You can just be a very man or
for
a
the
woman.
white people out there.
So for you can be a man or a woman that's like really simple, like you chill, like you're not really begging for that type of shit. You feel me? Like you're just chilling, and then like you might be happy where you're at right now. Like, I'm cool with my shit right now. I don't need all that bullshit. But you might be talking to Shorty, and then she talking about some. Oh, you drive that? Oh, you live here? Or all that bullshit. Meanwhile, she on Section 8 type shit. Or it could be reversed. It could be completely reversed. Niggas, there's a lot of niggas out there with unrealistic expectations. You want the girls with the big titties, small waist, fat ass, and light skin, red bone, tattoos, hair did, but your ass looking dusty as fuck.
Yeah, you got all this designer on, but you
Yeah.
ain't got no
Just
bed.
describe me to the motherfucking T. Light skin, here.
Look.
I'm sorry.
Nigga,
Nah.
no. That is not her.
No, but what my thing is, your bed don't even got bed sheets on it.
Hell yeah.
Your bed don't got bed sheets on it, but you out here motherfucking got all the Jordans and shit and all this shit because you follow the lifestyle that you don't even
Because you be
you're not even built
following,
for that.
yeah, you
You're
be
not even in
following
that
that
text.
And social media be
superstitious
quick
life,
shit.
bro. That superstitious life on social media because everybody posts nice shit, bro. I be driving around seeing people taking pictures in front of motherfuckers' cars to post on their Instagram, like bitch.
Like what you flexing
Yeah, we know that shit not
bro, that was
yours.
cool like back in the day when you was a child. You like, damn, this my dream
got,
car,
like, 100
whatever.
followers.
Nigga, what? You a grown ass man. Work for that shit. That's what the fuck you really want. Don't be flexing for social media.
That
And
shit
then a
lame
lot of
as
people
fuck.
they edit their life to fit the social media standards, so they be like, yeah, this picture is good enough for people to like. But what about after you done that picture when you go back to your club, your little hoopty, you know what I'm saying? And you hop in some females in a Ferrari look at you and be like,
that's that nigga that was on Instagram.
Yeah,
Like,
that nigga with that Ferrari, he been taking a picture in front of on Instagram. Now they find your ass up, and now you feeling even worse because you was flexing, and now your flex has deflated like SpongeBob.
right?
And now the motherfucker laughing at you even more because you trying to be something you not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when that social media really start fucking with you, because then you be like, man, I'm trying to be like everybody else, but
when they not even living their reality. They not
Yeah.
even. Bro, go ahead.
I feel like there's a lot of things that's been. I
'Cause you
feel like
gotta
it
talk.
started. Yeah, I feel like this shit started like back when internet was like created and shit. We didn't really have a lot of social media like that. We had like shit like
MySpace.
email,
Hey.
MySpace, all that shit.
MySpace.
But I feel like it's not even.
Instagram kicked it
I
off.
feel like it's not even just social media. I feel like it's just media in general. Like the shit that the type of music they push out. To
that's
to
the
hell,
deal right there.
even porn sometimes. You feel me? You be watching
That shit
porn,
silent.
bro. I'm talking.
It's porn. Yeah, that nigga act like he couldn't say that.
Even
He had to say it sophisticated.
Yeah.
but nah,
pornography. You know what I'm saying? For people that ain't
Even
here.
pornography. You gotta use your hand. Even.
You know what I'm saying? The
I
filming of
would say I
sexual
like how we're
actions.
normalizing porn. Like people used to be so scared that porn was just like, oh my god, you're the devil's advocate.
Man, I've been watching porn since I was like 14, you know what I'm saying? So, porn is just porn.
But did
no, that's
did
just
you heard of
porn.
TV show?
But low key, didn't porn give you like a fucking like expectation of sex, and then when you actually wind up having sex, it didn't even wind up how like it's not like
Man,
how
my
it
first
is.
time
Man,
was
I
horrible.
don't know about
Hey.
that. I done had some lit times.
No, we all have lit times. I'm talking about when you start.
Bill
When you like,
Cosby?
you thinking, What you talking about?
She said she don't remember her first time.
So my first time was
Bill
with my.
Cosby got a hold of her ass.
No, it was with my ex-husband. I just was drunk. I preferred to be drunk so I didn't have to feel the pain. But it's something I did with somebody who I was with.
Up.
Yeah, that's dark. Got real dark.
I'm not a pain person.
You want us to cut this out?
The 20 yard.
You can cut it out. It's just something I wanted to share with y'all. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's
Okay.
cool.
Know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Some people, bitches, their first time being in the pool because it takes away that pain. Like.
Okay.
I feel it.
Right.
So wait.
Go
So touching on the things, some of the things you said that really stood out to me. I keep seeing y'all like, be like, oh, but not everybody, not all y'all bitches or whatever. First of all, I had this girl was telling me about exercises they do where they try to test people's like mental like well-being and stuff. You have to be more secure with yourself so these words won't touch you. Words are not are not meant to touch you, right? You have to rise above because it's just words and people. It's the First Amendment. People will say what they want to say. Like you can't be mad. Y'all can call me any name in a bug, and guess what? I'm like okay. Like that's the mindset you have to have because just because you feel away, that don't make a person not want to say what they want to say. And then you talk about something. Not everybody can be a boss, but baby, you still can be a boss in anything that you do. It's your mindset. You can be a boss ass janitor.
I think he meant.
I know what not everybody can't do the same thing.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what he said.
So what I took from that is that you're basically you wish, and correct me if I'm wrong. Not everybody can do the same thing and be in control.
Right.
I've been trying to beat that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What
I'm talking
happened?
about the edge.
Not everybody can do the same thing and manage the same thing and have this amount of people that work for them, whatever. But it's just like it's your mentality that is what makes you a boss. Is what pushes you to do boss things. You can be a janitor and make money. Like you just gotta think about how you gonna grow your bread. Like that's all that is.
We're
like
gonna take another shot, but I'm finna veer off into another topic.
Okay.
So what I meant by that, you hit it on the nail. I ain't gonna lie to you, you did hit it on the nail. But what I meant by the whole boss thing is like everybody feel like they gotta own their own business and all that. There's niggas who are janitors who are cool with just being a janitor, like they're living
and
life,
living comfortably,
feeling comfortable. And it's like they feel like they gotta keep up with the Joneses and shit because of the social media shit that's pushed into their minds. Like, and that's why I said media in general. It ain't just what I'm saying, social media. Even though it mostly comes from social media, that's where everybody's opinions is at.
Yeah.
But media, there's certain things, there's certain shows, movies, music, art. There's certain things that are pushed into our brains, and we can't act like that shit don't really affect us in a certain type of sense. So it's like damn man, like we can go as simple as a motherfucking Disney movie. You feel me? And then there's niggas out sit here and see the prince save the princess in distress. And then you might think to yourself, you build that complex of being that knight. Now you want to be that knight in shining armor, even though you might not be that type of nigga because there's certain things you're putting unrealistic goals into your life. Not saying that you can't be that nigga. What I'm saying is you can't sit here and base your life off of something that you saw on social media.
It's some niggas that can't. Hold on, let's take this shot. I'm finna probably get drugged.
Before you say that, I'ma say niggas be fucked up because their expectations outweigh the reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they expecting to do all these great things when in reality, the time frame they want to do it in is impossible, or all the things they need to get it done is not able to be accomplished in the time they want it done.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not saying that this is impossible. Anything is possible, but you can't have that as an automatic expectation. Just because this ugly nigga with money got a bad bitch don't mean your ugly ass is
exactly
that bad.
Yeah, for example, I was at the gym, I think it was yesterday, and I was working out. I seen this female looking like something off Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Look like the Explore page. I clicked on it, she just popped out in life. And what they do look like, what's that nigga name? He's that, what's that nigga name? It's not Norbit, but Borat. This nigga look like Borat with goddamn Pinky in her prime type shit. And I was like, bruh.
He kind of winning though.
But is that it? And I just looked, I just laughed. And I was just like, and then got it going on, you know what I'm saying? I ain't like, damn, I need me one of them right there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need that, I want that, I
A
gotta
lot
have
of
that
niggas,
shit.
a lot of niggas do that, but I've been sitting up here coking and joking with a nigga, and he pull up like he see a badass bitch with a regular looking nigga, and he be like,
yeah, I could get her type
bro,
shit.
I could take that nigga bitch, but I'm like, go do it. Go get shot down.
Yeah.
And then the nigga sitting over here looking at me like, oh, nigga, fuck that hoe, man. Da, da, da. And it's been time where I'm just sitting up there looking like, bro, like, you can't, you don't know what they done been through, what they got going on, what kind of bond they got for you to just be like, oh.
You automatically assume,
and start hating
this
on
nigga
him.
must got money, or this nigga must be like knocking that
Yeah,
shit
I'll
down.
start hating
Not
on-
like
yeah.
they might just be best of friends.
Yeah,
They might really be in love.
Yeah.
And we over here just judging it. And I'm glad that you mentioned, like, bro, that nigga winning. A lot of us, especially in the black community, a lot of us don't have that motherfucking mentality.
Yeah,
and I feel like and you know what? We're gonna visit back on this because I want to know what EmErY got to say. But I think this has something to do with another topic that you brought up
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the whole like.
Why can't black people have?
Taking their shine from other people. You know what I'm saying?
But
No, that wasn't where I was going.
Okay.
No, that's what I said. We gonna come back to it.
You say what you say.
I want to hear what you
You
asked.
gonna get that like.
And I want y'all viewpoints on this too.
You already know.
I might get drunk.
Damn, y'all feel this in your heart. Just like y'all pour cigarette. Go ahead, continue.
Oh no, we just smoking.
I know, I'm just joking.
Niggas are
You
drinking.
drinking, bro.
Nah, so I have a lot of friends and I have a lot of people that like come to me for advice, and when I try to tell them certain shit, they don't want to hear it and they shut down. For example, he said earlier, everybody's not meant to be a boss. Not saying that I'm no much more of a boss or no much, but it's a lot of people that lack certain skills in a certain field in which if you want to explore that field, you got to have these attributes. There's a million other attributes that I don't have that I wouldn't try to go into another field trying to be the boss of, because I know I couldn't maintain that shit. I couldn't be able to be, you know what I mean? For example, there's a lot of people that, okay, you want to start a record label, but you, for example, you just not an approachable person. You're not a cool person. You're not a person that everybody will be like, oh, yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog, EmErY. Yeah, he cool as fuck. Da-da-da-da. You're not that type of person, but you also trying to take that role of being somebody with an LLC, but you don't know all the hard work and shit that goes with that. You just try to go and you see, oh, this person got this, and that's what I heard. So some people gotta realize some people are just workers, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you can make a lot more money and shit being a worker. Let's say, for example, if I'm gonna just use me for example. If I was a construction worker, right? I couldn't take that lead. What they call the people, the managers or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the team lead.
Yeah, if they put me in a position to where I had to take the team lead, right? Boom, they put me in position. Hey, you the manager. You got this person. This person is like not getting along with nobody. This person is on their own fucking program, and this person I don't have the attributes for this person to respect me enough to just be like, okay, this my manager, da-da-da. Then you got this person over here, he see that, now he's at your neck and all this other shit. I'm saying this to say, I just used that example because that was the first thing I could think of. I don't know. But what do y'all think about people that's trying to take roles that they not necessarily qualified for?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll take that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sheesh. So, for example, when I worked at Valvoline before, I said, fuck a job and I'm going to be a boss, you know what I'm saying? So there was this manager, she used to be in the Navy. She even said, she's like, man, I don't think I'm cut out for this manager position. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so either. You know what I'm saying? Because she came in, knew all of us being there, and she come up in that hole, try to run shit. You know what I'm saying? I understand you a manager, you trying to run shit, do your manager thing, but don't come up in here and not check in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you the boss, you know what I'm saying, per a title, you know what I'm saying? But to be a boss, manager, person of running things, you gotta be able to have interpersonal communication skills with your team, you know what I'm saying? If you lacking that, then you're not fully equipped to be a boss, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and wait, we not saying that certain people you can't develop those attributes, but certain people are really in denial and they think, okay, if just with the title, I can just do whatever the fuck I want to, and it's more that comes to it. And then when people fail, they ask questions and shit.
Yeah,
and I'm like, like, bro, it's just not you. Like, for example, I got a homie, the nigga trying to do the exact same thing I'm doing, but he's not equipped for their job. He's not equipped. He's not cut out for it. Like, you can't be like a boss getting stressed out over every little thing. You can't be a boss and not putting up your own money for certain shit. You can't be a boss without like developing a personal relationship with people that you really fuck with, and it can't be fabricated or none of that shit. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are just, and it's not a bad thing, but let's say you can make more money as a worker than you can as an actual business person. You still winning because you making more money than you would have if you were just trying to do it on your own. Now you got a whole situation that you're working with, and you better off than somebody, you know, just trying to wing shit. You know what I mean? What you think?
A big thing with that, and I'm gonna call myself out on this because I'm very guilty. It's one of my biggest toxic traits. I like to compare myself to other people. Okay. So when I like, for example, to go back to when you said that you was at the gym, and like you see this regular ass dude with like a bag. So it's like, instead of just saying, oh man, that nigga winning, okay, and just go about your business, it's like, how the fuck he get that and I can't even get a text back? Yeah. And a lot of people fucking do that, especially on social media. They're like, these niggas are trash, or these bitches are trash. Cause I do the same shit. I ain't gonna sit here and flex. I do the same shit. So it's like, nigga, like, the fuck, like, this nigga get it, but I can't get the fuck's wrong with me. And then you start getting on yourself. But instead of actually taking the time out to work on yourself, which is what I'm trying to do right now, some niggas are in denial, like you said. They're in denial and they don't want to hear shit. So like when you talk to another person, you talk to that same person that you're comparing yourself to, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to tell you how they made it, instead of taking that advice and like, all right, let me see how this works, or see what works for me. You know what I'm saying? They just like, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You just did it because of this, or they just did it because you got money, or you just did this because they like you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know my struggle. You don't know, like, nigga, they probably do know your struggle. And I'm trying to like, niggas are trying to say like, no, you have to do this. And some people, that's why that's another contingency as far as some niggas are not built for that. If you're not willing to put in that work,
you just gonna be a person.
You just gonna be stuck at the same place, and you're gonna be mad at yourself on why you're so fucking stagnant. And I'm talking to myself as well when I say this. Like, I'm not anything I ever say in this podcast, you feel me? I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a perfect person. I'm gonna tell you, like, I be doing the same motherfucking shit. But I also see other niggas doing the other shit. So it's like, you would believe a nigga who does that shit too, and still point. You can be that nigga and still point that shit out. That takes a lot of growth. That takes a lot of maturity. A lot of maturity. That's something. Self-awareness as well. And that's what I'm glad you used that word. I was about to use that word. Self-awareness, bro. It's 2 words technically. Self-awareness is something that people fucking lack like a motherfucker, and I feel like it's because of this social media shit, the shit that's fucking pushed on us.
Because of the lack of self-awareness, that's the social media feels that void of lack of confidence, so they feel that social media, all right, let me put all these filters, put a nice little background so people think I look better than what I am, when in reality you should put in that work to get yourself feeling at your plateau, like you there, you know what I'm saying, your apex feeling, so that nobody can tear you down. Like, I took 6 months when I was back in Texas, bro. I was isolated, man. Like, I was just on my grind, doing my thing in the gym. I started feeling myself like, damn, nigga, good, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's when I really got that self-awareness, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm me, you know what I'm saying? A nigga not gonna look like, you know what I'm saying, Arnold Schwarzenegger, motherfucking goddamn all these other bodybuilders and shit. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about them niggas because it's all these people in the world, bro. And like, that nigga, shout out Amnesia Beats, man. This shit stuck with me forever, no cap, bro. This motherfucker said, your vibe is your tribe, you know what I'm saying? So like, however you vibing, then you'll attract the type of people that you need to have around instead of fabricating yourself to attract people that don't give a fuck about you. They just care about your status or your money or your clothes, design, all that weird shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that shit weird. Like, you fuck with that shit, you fuck with, I got niggas that fuck with that shit heavy. That's they life. But me, that ain't me, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck what people think. I used to. But then I was like, man, fuck these niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you run out of money or people start fucking with you, then that's when niggas start fucking with you too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And everybody going, and you just like, man, what did I do wrong? What did I go wrong? Yeah, you went wrong. Yeah, you went wrong trying to be something you're not trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's when you really just step back and you just to yourself and you really be like, man, I need to find myself so I can be good with myself. I don't need other people to be good. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of people go wrong.
Nah, I was watching that Mike Tyson podcast, Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And he said some shit to Boosie that kind of caught me off guard. He was like, the Boosie was sitting up there, he was kind of going off on him, but on the cool, he was telling Boosie, he was like, you spending all this money on people and you doing all this in hopes that somebody is gonna, like, you know, have your back if you down bad. He was like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, to just kind of like, you know, who do you think?
Call me out on my shit.
Yeah. And he was kind of getting on Boosie, and then I was listening to that, and then that made me come to my self awareness. I was like, damn, I'm doing all this shit for other people, just so they can fuck with, just so they can like me and shit like that. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna start focusing on me more. I'm gonna start like, you know, prioritizing myself to get to my true value. And as of lately, I've been doing that, and shit been working out. I've been having good karma ever since then, and trying to like appease people and shit like that.
Hell yeah! Like, for example, with that shit, like, I had went out for the first time in like some years, goddamn shit. And I pull up, you know what I'm saying? I got my Rockets jersey on, the pants, you know, some regular shit. But I still look good to myself because, you know what I'm saying, nigga had the muscles out and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm in that feeling myself. And, you know, I ain't been out, you know what I'm saying? I ain't seen like other people, like how people dressing nowadays. Until then, I seen these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't care what niggas doing. But when I see shit, I be like, man, all these niggas got the same shoes on. These niggas got the same shoes as them niggas over there. This nigga got the same Gucci bag as that nigga over there. Yeah. Like, what y'all trying to do? Look like each other, you know what I'm saying? Cause me, how I always thought, I'm like, man, I'm gonna have me some green shoes, some shit that's different than everybody else, because why would I wanna look like y'all nigga, bro? When y'all got the same shit, people gonna look at us and be like, oh, he got on. It's not like they gonna be like, oh, damn, that nigga different, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, that nigga look like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? These niggas dressing alike, bro, being weirdos, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to be different. Yeah. And I feel like when niggas be different, that's when motherfuckers really thrive, you know what I'm saying? When people really see how you operate and shit. Like, people are, okay, this nigga got his own thing going on. He not trying to be like other people. And that's when I feel like other people fuck with you. Because when any, like, say for business with the bosses, like, you got people that copy off of other people just to, you know, get started up. That's cool, whatever. But then when you got the people, like, do some other shit, that's when that shit blow. You know what I'm saying? People like, oh, shit, I need that. That new shit, some different shit. But then you got the people over here with the same shit. They be like, oh, man, why I ain't do numbers like that? Because you, just like these other people already know what's going on. You feel me? So that's why I'm saying that individuality is a big part of self-awareness, and if you want to be an individual, that's when you really start growing, when you're not being like everybody else. You feel me?
And another thing that people don't, and I actually still struggle with this, growth is painful.
Hell yeah.
It's not something like, you can't just be like, you know how when you say you depressed and niggas be like, just stop being depressed. It's like, Why didn't I think of that? You know, like shit. That's crazy. I didn't even know. Like all I gotta do is just stop being depressed. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's like just because, and this goes back to when I mentioned about people not taking like advice. So say if you do take the advice and it's not necessarily working for you, people expect quick results. And when you are going through that self-growth, you know what I'm saying, you are really reprogramming your brain to think a certain way after it's been thinking a certain way for years.
Hell yeah.
Like especially like it'd probably be easier with a child, but you a grown ass person who's low key kind of stuck in his ways, and it takes a certain type of determination to really start thinking a certain way about yourself.
Right. You know how
so it's like just because you like, all right, I don't give a fuck, that can turn into isolation. Because say you don't give a fuck, you say you don't give a fuck, and you over here like let's say like at first you walk to a club, like, man, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna come home and do whatever I'm doing, yeah, right? And then you know you see all these niggas that might be all acting the same. Remember, you was like, all these niggas all acting the same, looking the same, and all that, and they getting all the play. But you over here, the only person that's being different, and you just like, damn, man, why the fuck they getting all the girls, and I'm over here still lonely. Man, I knew this shit wouldn't motherfucking work, man. These bitches be thinking about the clothes, this, that, and the same shit that woman be doing when they're like, these niggas only care about bitches with this, that, and the third. Like, nah, like you are still not comfortable in your own skin just because you change the way you think. You didn't really change the way you think. Yeah, it's a motherfucking process to get to that point where you can just feel it off your motherfucking vibe. Like me meeting you for the first time, I would have never thought that you had those type of problems. But I don't know the type of work that you've been through.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know the work that you've been through. I'm just looking at it like, oh, I just changed. Okay, I don't give a fuck. And unless you know, I'm over here mad at the same position that I'm at, not thinking like I'm there. It's work. When you're working on self growth, bro, you can be good for a week, but it take that one motherfucking day or that one trigger that puts you right back at square one. Yeah. And you be talking crazy like, you know, man, fuck this. Like I said, I call myself out on this. I'm like, man, fuck this shit, man. I don't even want to do it no more. I don't care. Yeah. Knowing damn well I fucking care. Knowing damn well I care about this shit, but I'm gonna be like, nah, man, fuck this shit. I don't care. I don't need nobody. I don't need this and that and the third. And it's like that's not how it works, bro. You're gonna have to go through those trials and tribulations to get to where you're like at complete nirvana with yourself.
Exactly, bro. I fucking played video games my whole life, bro, and it wasn't until December I sold my Xbox to my sister, bro. You know how hard this shit was from like your daily shit. You get off work, you come home, hop on the game, and that's all you doing all night. And then you ain't got no Xbox. Then you like, damn, what am I gonna do now to replace this time I was just wasting away on the game? And that's when you really, like, when you take that big step to really like make that change, bro. You know how hard this shit was to unhook my shit and put it in the bag and be like, damn. Nigga ain't finna have no Xbox no more, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I about to do to, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I picked up my computer. I put the work in, bro. Like, I was like, I'm gonna subscribe to this Adobe Illustrator, bro. That's gonna be my new Xbox Live subscription. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on this new skill to elevate me. This gonna bring me money. This gonna make me better at being a business person. And this is this gonna be my new Xbox. I'm programming myself to be like, this is what I'm gonna do now. I'm maturing, growing, going through these growing pains. That shit hurt to let go of somebody I had for 25 years. And goddamn, that shit gone. Now I'm on a whole new wave of thinking this shit on some boss shit, you know what I'm saying? Getting it in. And that's just what it take, man. It take goddamn taking that big step on yourself. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna talk myself out of this shit. I'm gonna really get it in and just get it in, bro. And once you take that step, then everything gonna fall into place, man. Real talk. That's how you get up out that depression, how you get up out that mindset. Like, bro, it's all about what you do. Now, you can go on social media, onto the goddamn business page or to the goddamn inspirational words. Like, yeah, man. And then just keep scrolling and forget about what the fuck. But once you take that step and you really just be like, damn, now I gotta do something different. Then that's when you start doing shit different.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Taking that step is like the hardest part in life,
bro.
Because you don't know what's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee you, if you take that step, because for a minute, I'ma just say me for example. I was making music trying to sound like everybody else. Be real. I was making music trying to sound like everybody else.
Hell yeah.
This nigga was telling me, bro.
Cut
all
that.
that, cut all that. I was
really
still trying to
need that.
And he was just like, yeah, nigga, just do your thing, just do you. He just kept telling me that shit, and I was just kept sending them songs. He was saying the same thing. He was saying the same shit. I'm just like, okay. And now I done finally found my sound, so I done figured out how to, like, you know, still be me and also do what I like to do in my own way. Mm-hmm. And now nigga got a song on the radio. That's crazy,
bro.
That's crazy. So we getting the wheels rolling.
I want to mention something that we can do a brief intermission because I got to use the bathroom. But I wanted to bring up a point that you made about, you know, getting rid of your Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Something as small as that. Like, there's some niggas out there that's like, nigga, you can still play games.
Yeah, they be telling me.
But sometimes you knew, it's like, bro, like, I spend all my time on here.
Yeah, no,
and if I'm not, and granted, you could be a professional gamer. There's niggas making money off of just going to these gaming competitions and all that. But that's not something that you probably wanted to do. Although you like playing video games, that's not something that you really want to pursue. And if it's taking a lot of your time, then that's one of the hardest parts too, is sacrificing certain things. Because a lot of niggas, they want to do something and they're like, man, but I ain't gonna have the time because I always be doing this.
Making up excuses.
But what are the things that you're doing? Like, okay, you like going to the club. You're like, yeah, I don't really got enough money because, you know, I gotta, you know, have the outfit and all that bullshit. But what are you really doing? Are you trying to be a promoter? Are you trying to be a club owner? If that's not one of your dreams, if that's not your goal, then why are you still going to the club? And that's taking most of your money. That's taking most of your time. When you can be putting that to something else, especially if you're complaining about where you're at in life. So if you want to you made that sacrifice, which was a hard ass sacrifice, and you wind up channeling that energy into something else that's making you more money. Or if you did do that, if you did keep it and you played the fucking Xbox like all motherfucking day and then wind up getting sponsored by motherfucking some niggas out there, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna pay you just to compete with other niggas in the country, now you're still making money. The problem is that the work that comes in, it's still either avenue that you take, it still takes work and sacrifice. Because now if you want to be that gamer, now you gotta sacrifice other things and dedicate it to gaming.
To the game, it's all about the mindset and what you want to do. Because a lot of people would think, they be like, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. But nigga, what the fuck do you really want to do, bro? Like a lot of people, like, I want to do everything in the world. But pick something that you really are good at and do that shit. Put the work in to solidify this one thing that you want to do. And once you got that solidified, and everything else open up. You can't just think about all this shit and not put no action in. That's why a lot of people fuck up. They be like, I want to rule the world, nigga. But nigga, you got to run something first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And what I was going to say is, y'all both kind of touched on it. Like, a lot of niggas, it's two sides of the same coin. You be like, oh, you got to sacrifice something, and if this might not be for you, but at the same time, who knows what's for you? So at the same time, it's two sides of that same coin. If you really think something is for you, you gotta put the work in. Anybody that seen me what I'm trying to do, what I'm pursuing, they seen me put hella work in. They seen me put countless hours of studio. They seen me sacrifice hella money. They seen like you gotta be able to put in that work in. Like, to be the boss, you really gotta pay the cost. That comes with time, money, fucking whatever the fuck you got. You gotta sacrifice something else in your life to, like, just make something happen.
Even if you're good at it, it's still gonna take motherfucking work because you still have to maintain it.
Yeah.
Niggas get buff in the gym and think, okay, I don't gotta go no more, and then you get mad when you fat again. Like, you gotta maintain, my nigga. Now you gotta maintain. You gotta still keep that same regimen. You worked all this time. Like, there's people that's another contingency. There's people who work all this just to get to a certain point, and they think, oh, all right, I'm good. Like, nah, you gotta keep on. You gotta maintain that same work that same hard work. Because that hard work should turn into child's play at the certain time.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah,
if it ain't fun, then you wasting your time.
Thank you. So it's like, if you're really passionate about something, that hard work that it took you to get to that point, it should just be child's play. So once you get to a point of leadership, you're just chilling.
Yeah, facts.
Still doing the shit, still waking up early, still attending meetings, still spending the same money, if not more. That you're now at this certain, peak in your life. Like, that shit doesn't stop.
Yeah.
You gotta maintain it, and that's where people start to drift back sometimes and fall off because they think they got too comfortable where they were at. And it's possible to be comfortable, but you have to put in your mind that the hard work that you put in to get to where you had to be, this shit should just be regular.
That should work for you once you to that position. Once you get to that position where you no longer working in the working for you, that's when you can chill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then at the same time, you still can't just chill all the way. You still gotta
check on that shit. Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. I be looking at your discography, goddamn. I be like, man, these niggas can hate on this nigga EmErY all they want, but they cannot deny this nigga got hella music. I be like,
working,
bro. On God, like I be looking at bro, shit, like, man, this nigga be putting in hella work, bro. Can't nobody ever take that shit from this nigga, bro. They can hate on this nigga all they want. Be like, man, this nigga music trash. This nigga suck, all that shit. But you can't tell me this nigga ain't put in work, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm glad you said that too, because there's a lot of artists out there that I don't really necessarily like, but that don't mean that they don't deserve to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really fuck with Pop Smoke, but nigga,
God, bro.
but nigga, like,
Pop Smoke, he kind of hard.
No, but listen. There are some songs that I fuck with though, but it's just like you can't, or I would say in the general statement, everybody hating on, or a lot of people hate on like people like Lil Uzi Vert, some shit like that. But you cannot deny the fact that he still put in the work. I don't give a fuck that nigga was just reciting his ABCs frontward and backwards and that shit went up being a hit. Yeah. For you to work that motherfucking hard to get something this simple and make it to where it's like crazy and shit, that has to be admirable at a certain time. Like, you can't get mad at it. He put in the work.
Facts.
What you gotta say based off of what you heard. And then we're gonna take a brief intermission.
What was the like, just in like a quick sentence, like what?
Nah, so we started out just saying like everybody not a boss. Some people are just workers. Some people gotta accept their fact and like find what your niche is in order to be a boss. You can't be a boss like looking at somebody else's dream saying X, Y, Z.
So I only can speak from personal experience. Like me, I'm like this like super open, like free person. I want to do so much, right? But if you want to have that mentality, you gotta be strong enough to be able to support everything that you want to do. Like I was hearing y'all say, like you gotta put in the work and that. It's something that I had growing up heard through my adult years was that a lot of people work so hard for their money, but they never find out what their money can do for them. And I'm just like, I always keep that to me because I'm like, okay, I'm passionate about this, but if I do it, how am I going to keep making money from it? How am I going to keep, like, doing it? And I feel like that's a false mentality. I don't think money should be a priority, though. But it's not, that's right. It's not a priority. Your passion is the priority. But but so far your passion can take you. So for you, for example, right? I want to say you're doing pretty well as a newcomer artist, right?
Yeah.
You were just on the radio the other day and whatnot.
Yesterday. When this come out, it ain't.
But you see what I'm saying? Like you moving, you working towards it, right? You put all this time and money into it. Now it's working for you.
Right. So
if a person don't do that and they just have a passion, like you were saying, like you pretty much copying someone's dream because you're not doing the work and stuff that they were doing to.
But you're mad that you're not getting the same outcome.
Exactly, and that's why I said that's when the money come into play, like that money mentality. Not saying that money is important, but at some point you should ask yourself, well, even though I'm passionate about it, am I going to make money from this? Am I going to be able to be successful from this?
Yeah.
Because everything that we do, we should have that mentality that we want to be successful from it. And money should definitely be talked about. People are so scared to talk about money and how they can get their money to grow, but that should be something that is talked about when you are moving towards doing something you're passionate about. And that's just my personal experience.
And with that, we're gonna take a brief intermission, people. We'll be right back. Yeah.
I already did the intermission.
Like I just been having situation happen today, and I wondered.
And we back. I work 7 days a week.
I'm gonna just say I have a follow-up appointment.
Nah, and we back, people.
Y'all.
We had a brief intermission, but we back. So we're gonna let Lizzy hit this topic for us. Go ahead.
Okay, so pretty much what I was trying to get at, or what I'm saying is, why do some people, not all people, why do some individuals feel that it's okay to think that people can read their minds? Like, you know, when someone's going through something or something happened and say they stop responding to a text message or whatnot, or y'all on the phone and something happened and they never check back in, right? And it's been like maybe a couple of days, maybe a couple hours, just depending on how you are as a person. And then their response is, "Oh, I've been dealing with a lot or not." But they're expecting you to know that. It's like, how can you do that? Like, I don't understand it. And for me, it's just like, you know, what EmErY has said to me was that, you know, people didn't grow up with communicating, right? My response to that is, you are in control of your adult years. You can't control your childhood years because you are being raised by your parents.
We going on another shot. We going on another topic, by the way.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can keep talking. You can keep
okay.
talking, but hey, cause we what?
Oh,
we off the leg, man. We in this hole.
But it's just like, when do we break that generational curse? Like, we can't keep saying, "Oh, well, because I didn't grow up that way." Like, I that's just what I brought into my adulthood. You literally, you sculpt and you mold your adulthood. So when you start having children, if you're going to, you can kind of like shape them like, okay, well, this is how my parents raised me, but I'm gonna raise them differently to be open to communicating, to be able to express themselves freely, and know that it's okay to do that.
All right, so I get what you're saying. But a lot of people didn't grow up with parents that were necessarily with each other or even knew themselves.
But what does that mean? I got something for your ass. Continue what you was gonna say.
Nah, she said
I'm gonna answer your question.
So a lot of people didn't grow up with parents that knew what communication was. So how me not knowing something, if I don't know the Pythagorean theorem law, how the fuck am I gonna teach my kid if I don't even realize that it exists?
How would you feel someone did that to you?
I know it's fucked up. It's fucked up. But at the same time, a lot of people didn't grow up with that. And I'm not saying that's right.
So when you grow up with parents that are together and you still see a communication barrier and you grow up not being able to communicate with your parents like how you want, but then you still thrive as a communicator, like an entertainer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You still a good people person. You still have those communication problems when it comes to relationships because you don't know how to talk to the other person that you're trying to be with. So you don't have those communication skills. So you go to these relationships and they don't work out. So then what you do, you go back to what we talking about. You start fucking with people and you really be like, man, what's going on with me that's not working? And then that's when you have that self-awareness and then you get those communication skills. Like, all right, I haven't been 100 with like communication. So the communication hasn't been working because I ain't been putting in the word to communicate. So these persons don't know how to communicate with me back. So that's when you take that self-awareness. You be like, all right, maybe I need to see, like for me it was easy because I done been ahead of therapy and shit. I done been able to get emotionally naked with myself.
I would have never do that, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You so like laid back.
Yeah, bro. I done been ahead of therapy. I done been through a lot of shit, bro. That's when you said niggas can't get fucked. That's when I was triggered.
No, that's not what I meant though.
Yeah, I already know.
Because I've been through that.
Yeah, I already know. But anyway, yeah, bro, when you don't know how to communicate, that's when you step back and be like, what do I need to do to be a better communicator? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I had, you know, I ain't got nobody to be with because, shit, I know I'm the person that be like, man, once I feel some type of way, I don't want to fuck with nobody, you know what I'm saying? But I know myself, and I know I can't be in no relationship right now because I'm still working on myself to be, you know what I'm saying, secure with myself so that whenever somebody do something that don't offend me, I could be like, all right, so how we gonna fix this hoe? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, you not really working for me type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, do be situation like that when the person is in there, like, fucking with you. All right, the word I'm trying to use is situationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, people using each other. Like, I see that shit a lot in San Diego because of the bread you got to pay to live here. Like, a lot of people use each other for personal gain. Like, people with this person because they can help each other financially or emotionally when in reality they not good with each other. So that shit not really working or it's working for right now until somebody finally realize, like, man, I don't even fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, people didn't really get to know each other or they don't really know each other. They just know based off of feeling good and what I could do for you. That's how I could satisfy you, you know what I'm saying? But then when it gets to the nitty gritty, oh, I'm feeling this type of way, they be like, oh, I don't know what to do type shit. That's when a lot of relationships fail, you know what I'm saying? That's the I want to say.
I ain't gonna lie. He hit the nail on the head, bro.
Hold on.
He hit the nail on the head.
So, but when I was speaking,
I know.
No.
I was finna go on that because I was finna say what you were talking about. I get what you were saying. You were saying if you the person that's like miscommunicating to other people, but she was saying if somebody's miscommunicating with you, what do you do in that standpoint?
Well, when you first started, because you went, when you said, you know, people didn't grow up with communicating or whatever like that.
Yeah, but I didn't finish.
No, I know. I just said one thing you said, you know, people that's not used to that. But I'm saying, like, if that happened to you, you would feel away.
Oh,
so
I felt that way a million times.
I'm saying if you were the type of person that was just like, you didn't feel the need, like, to communicate, because that's not how you grew up or whatever. But the moment it happens to you, you're gonna feel away because it's like, damn, like we was just in a whole conversation.
I felt that way a million times.
Oh, like,
and what I'm saying is, you gotta realize that some people are not equipped to like fucking handle not being able to communicate. So you gotta be able to like fucking figure out, is this person worth? All you can do at that point, if a person is not open to the type, because a lot of people communicate in their own way, right? Hey, let me get one.
I don't charge people for cigarettes.
Oh shit, you only got one more.
Wait, before you say it, it's not just relationships. Like,
no,
like,
I know.
Okay, so it's much more than just the.
Come on, bro. I'll throw you. I'll throw you some bread.
I just want to say my piece. I actually because Angel's.
Yeah.
So let me just say this really quick so y'all can discuss it or whatever. But what I'm basically saying is that in relationships in general, friendships, with my sister, my brother, or whatever the case may be, even if it's with a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, why the thing is in front of it, is it going to open?
Yeah, it's open.
So, wait, maybe we just...
It just stops.
Just open.
Yeah, this.
Let me pull it back. I'm sorry, I have to. Hello.
Nah, I guess we can talk. What the fuck was she saying? Last thing she said. Oh, what I was gonna say. So I'm pretty much saying, bro, like a lot of people not raised on communication. So it's kind of their fault and it's kind of not their fault. The way it's kind of their fault is because they not searching the information to be able to, you know, improve their communication skill. Everybody likes to think that they got the best communication skill. I'm one of the people. I had to learn on myself that sometimes my communication skills can be off. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I can be disrespectful and not give a fuck what the fuck you think. You know what I mean? And that's something I had to work on myself. I had to like figure out like, why the fuck do I feel that way? And I realized, okay, it's because when I was growing up, I didn't get taught how to properly communicate with people. Mm-hmm. I was just taught, okay, it's my way, or if it ain't my way, or if it ain't my way of thinking, do this and like, fuck, what the fuck you talking about? Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you gon', but then I had to learn. Sometimes you just gotta learn. Like, overall, you gonna have to learn how to communicate with people, or you gonna have a fucked up life. If you ain't ready to like learn how you wrong, because as humans, we all think we right. As humans, we gotta come to that fucking, you know, plateau to where we like, okay, something gotta change. Everybody can't be wrong. Mm-hmm. Everybody else can't be wrong about what the fuck, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of people going through life. Oh, you got one? It's a lot of people going through life that's just like walking around this bitch like, nah, nigga, I can't be wrong. And a lot of people some people never learn. But at the same time, you always gotta like recognize that and realize when you with one of them type of people, then you got a choice to make. You gonna stay with this person till they figure it out? You gonna try to help this person figure it out? Or you not? Yeah. I've been fortunate with my situation with somebody who wants to like, you know, help me figure it out. But it's a lot of people that hasn't. It's a lot of people that think it's their way or no way. You just get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
I feel like with what you're saying.
Yeah.
First of all, before I even say anything, I just want to say how therapeutic this is. Like, I'm starting to learn some things about myself, and you know, my roommate can contest to this because there's a lot of dumb shit that I say that I'll be like, nah, I'm in my mind, I'm in my zone, fuck it, I don't care. But when I'm around, I guess.
Sometimes you gotta hear it. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes it won't click until like you realize like the homie, oh damn, he got the same thing. Let me see. And then if it makes sense, it makes sense. You can't deny something that makes sense.
I think some people's minds work different. So my roommate can talk till he's blue in the face about some shit that I need to work on myself, and I'll be like, nah, nigga, fuck that shit, I'm good, right? And then when I talk with other folks, not saying that I don't care about his opinion or care about what he told me.
No, I absolutely
like,
get
yeah,
it.
it's more like, damn, when you hear it from more people, it's like, okay,
damn,
maybe I was tripping. Maybe I was tripping. So it's like sometimes being on this platform, knowing that a lot of people are going to be watching this, it's like hearing yourself, knowing that people are listening versus just venting and talking to this one specific person. It's a whole, you take information different. So I feel like this is very, very extremely therapeutic. Now to go back to what we was talking about, when it comes to, a lot of people like to say, hey, I wasn't taught this. And you actually hit it, I'm talking about right on the nail, when it's like, you have to want to fix that.
Yeah.
Because niggas, I mean, if you take any of our professions right now, we weren't taught to do that shit.
Right. Yeah.
My parents didn't train me to be in the fucking military, you feel me? Like, they didn't train me to be a cook. They didn't train me to do certain things. These were things that I wanted to learn for myself because I was interested in it. And then there's certain points in times where you might have these toxic traits, and you're so used to these toxic traits that it works for you, and you don't want to listen. Some information and advice, you don't want to take it the way you're supposed to because you feel like you're right. And like you said, like, nah, man, I'm right. I ain't do nothing. And it's like, bro, I mean, and honestly, and this is what I was really gonna say. It requires balance. You have to know when you're going backwards, you're backpedaling, and when you're actually moving forward. So then you gotta know your audience. You gotta know who the people you're around. So it's like, if I'm on a certain type of shit, but I'm surrounded by niggas that are low, like have low vibrational thinking, then I can think to myself, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna think like this, when in reality, you were the one in the right. It's the people around you that are on that bullshit. And there's times where you be on that bullshit, and the people around you will be like, "Oh, like, why are you thinking this way?" So it takes a certain amount of maturity, growth, and self-awareness to be like, yo, self-awareness has to be like the word of the day right now.
Yeah, self-awareness. That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah. It takes a certain amount of self-awareness to be like, yo, like, I'm over here surrounding myself with people who don't give a fuck, who are not on the same page that I'm on, who are not trying to do the things that I'm trying to do. And yet the niggas that are trying to tell me, like, bro, you tripping, like, do this, because I want people to just agree with me. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, now I can't really be mad on why I'm fucking stagnant.
Hell yeah, when it comes to breaking that generational curse, like she was talking about, for example, me and my pop shit, we ain't never had no good communication, you know what I'm saying? Whenever it was always like some yelling, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna flip. I ain't really fuck with my pops like that, bro, no cap. growing up, you know what I'm saying? I always felt like a resentment towards them and shit. Like, oh, you ain't teach me this and that. But then I looked at it like, shit, this nigga had 6 kids. He is a worker, bro. Like, he's a worker nigga, bro. Like, he out here getting the money to support his kids. And when I grew up and I had kids of my own, and I'm like, oh, damn, this nigga really on his shit. Like, he ain't had an emotional, you know, connection to me. But this nigga did his job taking care of me, though. And when I had my kids, and I'm like, shit, I used to yell at these niggas. They 1 year old babies and shit, doing baby shit. I'm like, hey, nigga, don't do that shit, you know what I'm saying? Then I had to really look at myself and be like, man, that's the shit I didn't like. I need to do shit for my kids that I wanted for myself when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? That's when I really knew I broke that generational curse. Like, I fuck with my kids heavy, they fuck with me. And that's how I knew, like, yeah, I'm on my shit because I'm doing shit for my kids that I wanted for myself. And I'm not following the same shit my pops had. Like, I could have been, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay in the Navy 20 years just so I can support my kids. But I'm like, man, fuck that shit. That's not what I want to do. I want to be a boss, run my own shit so I can spend time with my kids and teach them how I want them to be taught so they could be successful in life and not have to dig themselves out of hole to find out about what they need to do in life like I had to do, you know what I'm saying? That's how I knew I'm paving the way for my kids. Like shit, my son 3 years old, I'll be taking him around, making deliveries. I'm like, hey, this is me handing the product to the customer. The customer is giving us money so that I can go buy you that green Nerf gun you talking about, you know what I'm saying? He be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how I know I'm doing my job, because I'm teaching my kids what I was never taught. And then they learning from me, you know what I'm saying? That's how I know when you take that self-awareness and you really see like what you want for yourself and you're not thinking like what I want, and you actually take that step and you do that shit, that's when everything gets so easy, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
When you just take that step on faith, on your grind, and really want to do what you want to do and not really looking, because that was another toxic trait. Like, I was always trying to please my mom. Like, I need to do something that she happy for me, when then I told her, like, Mom, I'm a motherfucking weed seller. Goddamn, I'm a goddamn weed connoisseur, you know what I'm saying? She never fucked with that shit, but when she see me really like passionate for that shit, like, I really fuck with this shit, she's like, oh, well, I think you should open your own dispensary here. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all these years you talking shit about me smoking weed and all this, now you see that I'm really on my shit with this thing. That's when people be like, all right, he really on this shit, let me support him now because he really got something going on. That's when people fuck with you. And then when you just talking, oh, I want to do this, people be like, this nigga just talking again, you know what I'm saying? But when you really put in that work, that's when people really fuck with you, because they see you doing something they not doing, and that's doing something you want to do. Because a lot of people not doing shit they want to do, they just doing shit for other people.
Any final thoughts?
Hey, he hit that shit on the nail, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like we all keep on saying, bro, it takes a lot of self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
And people lack that. And it's actually, sometimes it's not even that they lack that, they're just so deep into their own mind, their own thoughts, that it's like sometimes they don't want to work. Yeah, they don't want to let anything in or out because it's too stressful for them. So it's like, I'd rather just be where I'm at right now. This has been working. Sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
thinking
about another. I'm complacent in this spot.
You know,
I don't feel like hearing none of that. Look, this is working, even though I know in my mind this shit fucking working. But I don't want to risk thinking a certain way or sacrificing certain things or doing different things or handling. That's what I'm saying. Handling certain situations different way, and I don't want to risk it. But it's crazy because when you are actually pushed to do certain things, it's
you
like,
do it.
Now it's like, wow, okay, I didn't even know that this was going to be that motherfucking simple. I was overthinking this shit. This is a real prime example. Before we even started recording this, you know, me and EmErY was chopping it up, and you know, he was saying how, you know, oh, I should have been more patient. I should have done this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really think about this. Woo about the podcast.
Yeah.
But I was like, bro, we needed that kick in the ass, because if you weren't like that, nigga, this wouldn't be episode 3.
Wouldn't be no happening.
Nigga, we would still just be recording. If it was up to me, we'll still be recording until I felt like this is something that I want to put out there, not knowing that some people could have been fucking with the previous episodes. So it's like, it also takes self-awareness and growth to understand certain people's attitudes and certain people's attributes into the whole grand scheme of things.
The team.
Because teamwork makes the dream work. So it's like, I'm proud. I'm extremely happy. I don't give a fuck if we only get 2 likes and 3 comments. Like, that shit to me is growth. Like, that shit is cool as fuck to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, we're starting off, like, before nobody was watching our shit. Now, like, niggas is starting to fucking watch our shit. And that shit is cool because it's like, damn. And I think about it, like, that's why I was like, when you said that, I was like, nah. Because if you didn't do what you did, you know what I'm saying, we would have never done this shit. Hell, I was sick when y'all pulled up. Like, it was like, sometimes niggas be like, I don't feel like doing that shit, but it take that nigga to be like, bro, like, hey, bro, it's time to do this shit. It's like, all right, let's get this shit out of the way, because now it's like, we not only we learn from you, you might be learning from us as well. About, and that's where like, when you said like you require more patience, I don't want to say that you was completely wrong with that, but now you're thinking like, okay, instead of being so impulsive, let's slow it down and do whatever. And then while the other person is like, you know what, instead of me just being so timid and not trying to take chances, let me start taking this. And that develops balance between the people that you're working around, especially if you have good communication and the vibes is good and all that stuff. You might make something that's like completely like something that you didn't even dream that it would happen. Because it's like, damn, I remember when we just started off, we was at the crib, you know what I'm saying? Now we in the motherfucking studio type shit. We got our own little building type shit. Niggas is listening. Niggas across the world is listening to our shit, and we would have never thought that this would happen. This
So you put in that work.
Exactly.
I feel it. Well, that concludes episode number 3. Shout out to my nigga Dribble Z for pulling up for the podcast. Shout out from my nigga ShrimpGang. Lizzy with the Glizzy is dealing with some shit, but hey, shout out to her for pulling up, man. And we out.
Yeah, no cap, I'm gonna be back. Remember that, y'all.
Let them know. Hey, tell them how to follow you on.
Man, hit me up on the gram, man. Official Drippazay, you know what I'm saying? DRIPPAZAY. You heard me dripping this hoe, and I'm out, y'all.
And like we always say, man, we want, you know, whatever you feel like we should talk about next, comment. Whatever you feel about some of our opinions, comment, share, like, subscribe.
Hell yeah, cause we gonna talk about that shit on God, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? We trying to make this is basically a safe space in a sense. You know what I'm saying? We ain't always right. We're not always gonna be right, but that's fine. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like just let us know what we can do better, and that's really it. That's all I got.
Without further ado, we out.
Yeah, we off the lick, bitch.
Hey, hold on, wait.
Now you want to talk?
Now you want to yell? Hey, hold on. What we off?
We off the lick.
Hoe ass niggas.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I think y'all should replace her with me.
When the foes so to sleep, I can't fight it. Locked in my mode, I feel like I'm indicted. Alternate code and I think that I like it. Look at my drip, got these hoes all excited. They tried to kill me, the fire ignited, and I bit the bullet. These niggas ain't like me. They think I'm a demon, I'm really enlightened. When I hit the block, I hit harder than Tyson. When the foes so to sleep, I can't fight it.